1/2-inch hole. Spring loads back, and there's a hole where there used to not be a hole. Hey guys, today's Dale's tool of the day is this pretty sweet press punch that I think is a Vevor brand. And check this out. It's got this 10,000 PSI hydraulic pump. And this is just a single acting. They have double acting, but for this punch, all I need is single acting. And it's got this little foot pedal. Pretty cool. And all you gotta do is press on it. And like, here, we'll punch this little plate here. This is a 1/4-inch plate, 1/2-inch hole. Voila. And then you press the foot pedal the other way. Spring loads back. And there's a hole where there used to not be a hole. This thing's pretty cool, you know. I've got the iron worker out at the farm that I need to do a video on, but everybody's working out there and I haven't had a chance and I've been busy. I'm in the middle of a project here. I'm going to use this. I thought, you know, rather than talking about it in that video, I'll just make it a tool of the day video, which is pretty much why I made the tool of the day videos anyway. Yeah, this thing's pretty cool. And so I bought the little puncher. I think it was like 175 bucks or something. I'll post it in the description if you guys are interested. You know, this isn't something that your average hobby guy probably needs, but this whole setup, the nice thing about it is it's portable. I can take this puppy out on the field, punch holes, and it works really good. I bought the hydraulic pump and this so that we could punch some holes inside of a treater once. That's a whole story in and of itself. So the reason why I bought this is we were on a job out in the oil field and we had to cut a bunch of holes in like these bulkheads inside of a treater, which is a thing that the oil goes through and separates water and whatnot. But they had come untreated and they needed with this coating that they put on the inside to help it be resistant to corrosion. Anyway, we ended up trying to mag drill a bunch of holes. We cut a hole in there and we cut some bigger plates and we needed to make it flange so that it would seal back up so they could go in and spray this liner on the inside of this treater. Well, we came in there with our mag drill and we mag drilled to it, but the problem was when they welded that bulkhead, it wasn't flat. It had warped and wasn't even, so our mag drill wouldn't really stick to it very well, and it was only a 1/4-inch thick, so the mag drill didn't want to stick to it, and it kept walking and moving and doing stuff. So we ended up, well, mag drilling one day and we had to come back the next day, and like I do, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm out there trying to invent a thing, and I took a 1/2-inch drill motor and put a little cam eccentric on it with a little linkage to a hand-powered hydraulic pump for a quarter power, kind of like this. And I took a hydraulic cylinder that was like this. That was a little bit smaller. I just had a little short one at the time. And I took some of the punches from my iron worker and made a little cage so that we could, basically, I made one of these from scratch overnight, and the little drill motor would sit there and you'd shut the little valve and the drill motor with the cam would go. And we did the whole job like that. And at the end of the job, I'm like, there's got to be a better way, because that was kind of awkward, you know, that thing flopping around on the floor. And it got the job done, but then I just hopped on Amazon, found this, and I'm like, oh, it wasn't even that much. You know, maybe I got like 700 bucks into this whole setup between the pump and this punch, and then I've got all these dies that fit it. I got like a 30 die set. It's got all these little punches, and yeah, so it goes from clear from like this tiny little guy that's like 4.2 millimeter, so that's small, that's like 1/8 of an inch, clean on up. I think this one went to like a 25 millimeter, which is like 1 inch. You know, that's a pretty good size hole. Now, that being said, I don't know how thick you could punch a 1-inch hole in. And you should never punch a little tiny punch like this, because these are hardened through metal that is any thinner than the diameter of the punch. Otherwise, this little punch is just going to explode on you. That could be real dangerous. So you got to be a little careful, you know. And hydraulics, you got to watch your fingers. You got to watch your, you know, always wear safety glasses and whatnot. But this has been a super handy tool. I think it's really neat. If you guys have to punch a whole bunch of holes in some flat bar or things like that, you know, it's not going to replace your drill press. You know, there's still things like drilling holes through these square tubes. You can't do that with a punch. You got to drill them. But if you got to just punch them flat bar, this thing's super awesome. Well, this has been Dale's Tool of the Day. And remember, me and Jesus love you. Talk to you later.